Hey guys, welcome back to Betrayal of the Body. Nikita here, and today we're going to talk about a little update on what's been going on with us. I've been dreaming, 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 I've been dreaming. First things first, make sure and click the subscribe button, click the little bell so you get notified every time we upload new content. So today we're going to talk about what's been going on with me over the last couple of years, because my journey videos, they kind of stop about 2 years ago. I know I just made them this year, but like in my medical journey, I haven't really talked about what we've been doing since I got diagnosed with Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And that's because I haven't really been going to the doctors all that much. I got comfortable with my maintenance program, you know, with my primary and my pain specialist, and I got really frustrated with a lot of my specialists, and I didn't feel like it was going anywhere. I felt like I was wasting a lot of time, and all of my specialists are very far away. I was having to drive 3 hours one way to see them, and the visits were just kind of like, yep, you still have this chronic condition that we can't cure, and there's still nothing we can do for you. See you in 3 months. And it was just like, well, why am I coming back in 3 months? You know, like, what's the point of this? And so I kind of stopped for a while. And then I was only seeing my pain specialist and my primary, and then my primary left the practice, and I was really stressed out about finding a new primary. I had had a lot of difficulty finding that one, and so I was just really anxious about having to go through the process of finding another doctor that had the time to deal with a complex case like me, finding a doctor that was compassionate, finding a doctor that was either knowledgeable or willing to become knowledgeable. A lot of doctors are very arrogant. They don't want to learn new things. They think they know it all already. And when you're dealing with a rare condition, many rare conditions, like I am, you need a doctor that's willing to do their research and stay up to date and find out how to help you. And so that's actually really difficult to find. You'd think they all do that, but they really don't. And especially in primary care services, I have found they tend to be very overworked, have too many patients, in my opinion, and don't spend enough time with their patients, where specialists don't tend to be so overbooked like primary care doctors are. But I'm kind of going on a tangent, so we'll stop there. So my primary left the practice, and then I was only seeing my pain specialist for a few months because I was really dragging my feet on getting a new primary. And then my husband finally convinced me to go see his doctor. Long story why I was hesitant on that, but went to go see his doctor, and turns out he is amazing. I really am happy with my new primary care doctor, and he has been very aggressive in trying to get to the bottom of a lot of things that have been ignored for too long. So first things first, he wanted to figure out, he wanted me to go back to neurology and find out what's going on with my seizures. We're not going to let that just ride as don't know what they are. So we're going back to the drawing board, trying to figure them out again. Neuro is revisiting epilepsy. There's some tests that were never done in the beginning to completely rule out epilepsy. So she's going to run those tests. And then she's also giving me Botox for my migraines. We haven't done it yet, so fingers crossed that helps. Everything we've tried back in the past never helped, and now my migraines are nearly every day, and nothing is touching them. My pain, nothing touches them. And so, fingers crossed, Botox helps. So he also wanted me to see a geneticist because I've never been typed. I was diagnosed by a rheumatologist who said that it was unnecessary to know if I had hypermobility type or any other type. He said the only type worth knowing about was the vascular type, which can cause, fatal complications. And so, but he said that all the other types are treated the same, so it doesn't really matter, and it's an expensive test, and so it's just, it wasn't necessary. And so I never really fully agreed with that, but I didn't really, I was content. And so my new primary is not content with that, and he's sending me to a geneticist because he believes I have classical type, and so he wants to make sure that I don't have classical, or if I do have classical. We want to find out. So I see the geneticist in February, and so I'm very nervous about that, but also hopeful that maybe they have some ideas on some of the things that we haven't been able to figure out, like the seizures. So that's pretty much where we're at doctor-wise. There's some other specialists going on, just checking on things, and then more referrals to come. I see my primary again next week, and I'm going to get a whole nother list of referrals at that one. So he said he was going to do 4 referrals each appointment. So that's how we're going with that. But as far as how have I been doing, the pain has been up and down. I have my good days and my bad days. That's all kind of stable. My seizures have gotten significantly worse. They're not necessarily getting more frequent, but they are becoming much more intense, and I'm no longer coming out of them fully conscious and coherent anymore. I'm coming out of them kind of slurring my words, not being able to really talk or walk, moving really slow. Everything's just, that's the best way to describe it, is just everything's really slow after my seizures now. So that's kind of scaring us a little bit. On top of that, my cyclical vomiting syndrome has returned. I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I did find remission for my cyclical vomiting syndrome. In July 2017 was the last cyclical vomiting spell I had, all the way up until about a month ago. And then I had another spell, and it was a very bad one. I would say much worse than the other ones, much longer than the ones that I used to experience. This one lasted for almost a whole month. I was in spell for a little over 2 weeks, and then I came out of it. I was able to eat for a few days, and then I went right back into spell for another week. So that was very difficult, and my primary is trying to find me a specialist to help me with that, and hopefully get some kind of treatment plan. He's also taught my husband how to give me injections at home to hopefully save us from some ER visits, being able to abort at home when I can't keep any medication down. We can do an injection right here at home and hopefully abort the episode without having to go to the hospital, which would be amazing. As for my mental health, I have found a new therapist that I do feel comfortable with. and I like him. I'm going to be seeing him once a week for an hour for a while. And we have decided we are going to try medication for my depression and anxiety. I meet with a psychiatrist in a couple of weeks for that. And then also my husband and I have started to see a guide counselor, which is, she helps us with our relationship, our coping techniques, our family life, just kind of helps us stay on track that way. We're not having any troubles, we're not like on the brink of getting a divorce or anything like that. I love my husband to death, he loves me to death, we are as solid as a rock. But we just realized that there were some areas that we had some unhealthy coping mechanisms, and we wanted to improve on that before it became a problem, before it became a real issue. We also think that it's really important that, you take care of that, especially in our situation where we have major financial stressors. We're low income. My husband works part-time and is struggling to find, full-time employment, and he's supporting a family of 6, all on his part-time income. And, we've been fighting for disability for 5 years now. Apparently they think I can work through 40 seizures a day. No employer does. Honestly, any employers out there, if you want to hire me, obviously with my limitations, I would happily, gladly work. But unfortunately, I haven't been able to find anything within my limitations. So my husband and I, we are seeing a guide counselor, which what she does is she helps us stay on track with our relationship, with our family life, with that kind of stuff. We're not having any problems or anything like that. We just wanted to make sure that we don't develop problems. We understand that we have a lot of stressors in our life that we are struggling to deal with. We're extremely broke all the time. Family of 6 living off of one part-time income, and it's hard. And then, we have all these health issues that I have. My husband has health issues as well. He is not a healthy person either. He has back issues. He's a severe asthmatic. We suspect he has a connective tissue disorder going on as well. Not quite sure what though, but he has multiple problems that he deals with as well. And so, that creates, it creates a lot of problems. And so we wanted to make sure that our relationship didn't suffer because of it. And she helps us stay on track, and it's been really helpful for us. So in June we purchased a minivan because I'm in a wheelchair now, and we needed a minivan for the wheelchair. So we purchased a minivan, and we started a GoFundMe fundraiser to raise money for a wheelchair lift we put on the minivan. And we got up enough money for the parts, and my stepdad was going to help us with getting it installed and everything like that, as long as we could get it up there to him. And he had the power wheelchair and the lift that was donated to him from his mother. She donated it to me, and he has it in his house. So we just have to get the van up to him and have a wheelchair lift on my minivan. And my engine blew, and so now we don't have a minivan. I can't really go anywhere, and it's been really hard. But linked below, if you would like to help out with that, is the GoFundMe fundraiser for the minivan, and also a link to my PayPal. No pressure, just if you feel like you want to. But we're doing our best to save up for that. It's been about 3 months now since the van broke down. And we're still not very close at all to having enough money to fix it, but hopefully soon. Hopefully before New Year's. Hopefully. But yeah, that's the update on us. We're doing great though. Really, we are. I feel like I'm mentally getting stronger and coping with this a little bit better. I feel like we are getting pushed back really hard. It feels like it's very difficult to get ahead, but I do see the progress. I see that we are making progress, and I'm happy about that. So yeah, that's the update on us. Some good, some bad, but thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like this video, share with your friends, and stay tuned. Our next video will be a holiday video talking about tips, hacks, gift ideas, all kinds of stuff on dealing with the holidays with a chronic illness.